Hi all, continuing here on the theme of how to bring ethics into your leadership and your day-to-day life. Something that is irrespective of religion or faith or what you believe in, which I don't think we get a lot of good instruction on, especially not pragmatic ideas of what to do, some real tools. But before we adopt any tools, we need to have some understanding of why we use them. Otherwise, I don't think they last long. I don't think we will do well. So I used to be generous only when I could afford it. I really would feel that grip of fear to treat someone to anything if I didn't have a lot of money. And it never felt good. It felt crappy, in fact. And I somewhere knew that there was a way to kind of trust that it's cyclical and money will come again. But it was hard. It was really difficult. And I didn't know how to kind of break out of that. So I needed to understand generosity on a different level. And I think it can be a little bit not honest maybe, and a little bit slippery to say, oh, but you can be generous in so many ways with not with money. Well, the truth is, like, try to part with money and you'll see how generous you are, right? Like, I think that it's lovely to be generous with your time, and it's lovely to be generous in your mind with people, that you give them the benefit of the doubt, that you're positive and maybe highlight their good sides and you're complimentary. But the truth is, like, if you only do that and you can't part with money, I think something's up with the generosity. It's frankly, it's all of it. So I think that what I came to learn about being generous was that it is not an action. It's not just like something I did. It is a value. It is a place to come from. Like, it's a deep, fundamental pillar and cornerstone of life. If you're someone who wants to be and care about growing yourself as a person and as a good person, being a good human, never mind being a good leader, never mind being a good friend or a good member of society. But I think there's the generosity as a value, and generosity in spirit makes people trust you, because if they know it's a value of yours, they know they're not going to get taken by you. They know that when you guys strike a deal, even if they're tough, they wouldn't fleece you. They wouldn't take everything. They would make sure you also got something you wanted. So it's definitely a leadership quality, for sure, that spans beyond the boundaries, again, of it does span beyond the boundaries of money, for sure. And I also think that if you're generous with money, I think it happens that you can be generous with money, but not in spirit. You could be donating large sums of money because it makes you feel good about yourself, versus you really want to give and that matters to you. So I think that it's not, you can have issues with money even though you gave a lot of money. So the generosity as a value is the most important thing. That generous acts that you perform will be natural outcomes of that deep-seated value you have. So I discovered that even if times are tougher, I could always give. So just to tie back to my own story, like, I learned that I could give even when money was tight in a responsible way. I would just maybe not able to give as much in terms of money. And then generous in other ways, generous with one's time, generous with help, generous when people ask for something, finding a way to do it, even when maybe I wasn't able to do it myself, maybe get them someone else to do it or help in some way. And I mean, obviously the definition of generous in some ways is that you do it even if you don't get anything back. It's not a trade, it's not a barter, it's not a, a tit for tat. It is, you just give anyway, but you really do get things. So if you're truly grounded in your own generosity, you don't give to get, but that's invariably what happens. Like, you do get things. So this is what you get from being generous. You get, there's an enormous amount of room that gets created for you. Like, people end up having a lot of room for you because they know you as someone like that. So you will make mistakes in your life and you will be more easily forgiven. And people will work with you and there'll be more understanding coming your way. And you will also have more understanding because it just, I think, giving fosters that anyway, because you'll probably give to people that have less than you or who are having a hard time. And when you do that, you obviously do it because you care and you see them. So that's one. It really fosters empathy and understanding. The other thing is that it really grows you as a person because you get to confront your demons. You do get to confront your scarcity issues. I don't know anybody who doesn't have scarcity somewhere, like scarcity around time or money or love. But it massages them. Like, it really generosity begins to crack the illusion of not enough. Because if you can give something, anything, you feel, in that moment, you feel wealthy, don't you? You feel rich, like, I'm so rich I can give, even when you only have a little bit to give. So you don't feel poor. You don't feel like you don't have enough. That's why sometimes with my coaching clients, if they feel a lot of scarcity, I would send them to volunteer, send them to do something for other people, because that will fill them up. It'll help someone else, but it will fill their bucket with meaning and feeling that they have something to give, which means that they're not poor. And we're talking then about, you can be poor in the bank account, you can be poor in spirit. There are different ways to experience that scarcity I'm talking about. And then the third thing it really builds is trust. And that goes along with what I said, the people give you room, because if you're just someone who keeps giving to them, even when they're not being great, they trust you. They trust that you're not going to be a turncoat. They trust that you're not going to say, well, after all I did for you, because they're not giving to you because of you. Sorry. Well, they are, but they're giving because that's how they are. So you can trust that if that's a habitual way of being and a value for them, they're going to always be like that. And so it builds trust and from other people. But what I think is so beautiful and amazing is that it builds your own trust in yourself, which is unbelievable. When you feel you can't trust yourself, that's a really uncomfortable feeling. That's really scary, actually, to not know if you are going to show up as the person you want to be from day to day. And these kinds of acts of generosity shows you that, as a habit, will show you that you do have it in you, that you even when you feel like you have nothing, there's something you can give, which means that you are somebody, and you matter, and you can help, and you can contribute, and you can be something for somebody today. And that concludes today, I think. That concludes what I wanted to say about bringing ethics in on a very, very pragmatic basis in your day-to-day, in your business, in your life, and not have it to be religious, not have it be hokey, not have it be fake, not having it be so that you'll get yours, not having it be a tactic, but because it makes you a good person and you care about that.